Welcome to Catherine's tutorial. In this video, we learn about DNA replication. In the previous video, I was explaining about the enzymes involved in DNA replication. This video is about how the exact process of DNA replication occurs. DNA replication happens by means of semi-conservative method. So, it replicates by semi-conservative method. This method was proposed by Watson and Crick, and this method was proved by Michelson and Stale. They have proved that the DNA replicates by semi-conservative method. It is nothing but where the parental DNA divides into two, the other strand which is formed or synthesized is a new strand which is considered as the daughter strand. This is the daughter strand. This is the parent strand. So, when the DNA replicates, it produces exact copies of its own. It also replicates by means of semi-conservative replication. It is nothing but when DNA replicates, one of the strand is the parental strand, the other strand is a newly synthesized strand that is known as daughter strand. This method of replication is known as semi-conservative method of replication. Now, to learn about replication in detail are some of the points we should remember when we start learning the replication process. I will just write it here. The first thing we have to learn about the enzyme helicase. The enzyme helicase unwinds the DNA to start the process of replication. The second enzyme what we learnt is about topoisomerase. This topoisomerase will help in releasing the tension between the strands. It helps in releasing the tension between the strands. The third important enzyme we should learn is about primase. It adds RNA primer to start the process of replication. And the other important enzyme is DNA polymerase 3. This DNA polymerase 3 will help in adding the nucleotides to the newly synthesized pair. The fifth enzyme we are going to learn is about DNA polymerase 1. This DNA polymerase 1 will help in proofreading. And the next enzyme is DNA ligase, help in joining the fragments. During DNA replication, the double-coiled structure DNA should divide into two separate strands to enhance the copying of nucleotides from the parental strand to the new daughter strand. About that only we are going to learn how it is going to divide. As you already learned, the enzyme helicase, I wrote here, it helps in unwinding the DNA. So, the enzyme helicase will start to unwind. They just attach with the origin of replication where they can able to unwind the DNA. So, we have got two separate strands. I will draw the diagram here so that you can able to understand the replication process. This is the DNA strand. DNA strand, one strand will run from 5' direction to the 3' direction. The other strand runs from 3' direction to the 5' direction. We learned about this polarity of DNA molecule in the previous video where the 5' end represents the phosphate group and 3' end represents the hydroxyl group. That is a functional group of DNA. So what happens here? If one strand run from 5' direction to the 3' direction, the other strand will run from 3' to 5'. So they have opposite polarity. So when you start learning about replication, we should be thorough with the polarity of DNA strand. So if one strand runs from 5' direction to the 3' direction, the other strand should be in opposite direction. Okay, now we'll just move on to this one. As we all know, the DNA polymerase 3, this DNA polymerase 3 will add the nucleotides. This DNA polymerase 3 will start to add nucleotides. DNA polymerase 3 will start to add nucleotide from the 5' direction to the 3' direction. Okay, but DNA polymerase 3 cannot able to identify from where they have to start adding the nucleotide. It doesn't know where they have to go and combine, where they have to start synthesizing or adding the nucleotides to the parental strand. So for that we need one more enzyme known as primase. Primase will add the RNA primer. Okay, the RNA primer is nothing but it is a short sequence of RNA. RNA primer is nothing but a short sequence of RNA. DNA polymerase 3 cannot able to add, they cannot able to synthesize the new strand. Instead, they need an assistance of one more short sequence of RNA known as RNA primer. With the help of RNA primer, they can able to add nucleotides to the newly synthesized daughter strand. Okay, so this is done. This is RNA primer. This is RNA primer. Okay, I'll write here so that when you... This is RNA primer. It is with the help of primase enzyme. Okay, so here you can able to find nucleotides. Here also you can able to find nucleotides. Here the enzyme helicase attaches here where they unwind the DNA strand, that is a parental strand and two separate strands, and here you can able to find number of proteins are attached to these strands, DNA strands on both the sides. These proteins are known as single stranded binding proteins. These proteins will help in holding the DNA strands apart. Okay, this is known as single stranded binding protein. The single stranded binding protein will avoid the recoiling of DNA during the replication process. They will hold the strands in a perfect way where they cannot able to go and recoil with the other strand. So the RNA primer is added here. As soon as the RNA primer comes and attaches here, you can able to find the enzyme DNA polymerase comes and attaches here. So what is the function of DNA polymerase 3? This is DNA polymerase 3. What is the function of DNA polymerase 3? This DNA polymerase 3 will add nucleotides in the new strand. Okay, so as we all know, the DNA polymerase will add the nucleotide from 5' direction to the 3' direction. The opposite strand which is going to form here, it is going to be of 5' to 3' direction. Okay, in this way only the nucleotides are getting added up. Okay, so we'll just see now. So here the DNA polymerase will start to add the nucleotides to the newly synthesized DNA strand. This side you can able to find the continuous formation of the strand. So this particular strand is known as leading strand because the strand is going to be a continuous strand where there will be no break in between. Okay, it is be continuously formed. It is a long chain actually. So this strand is known as leading strand. And one more important thing, the DNA polymerase 3 or the DNA replication will occur where they can able to synthesize both the strands. One strand from this side, the other strand on this side simultaneously. Okay, here the formation of new strand will go in this direction. The formation of new strand will be in opposite direction in the other strand because as we already know, the DNA polymerase 3 can able to add the new strand or nucleotides from 5' to 3' direction. It is 5', so the opposite polarity will be 3'. Okay, so here consider this as 3'n and here the opposite polarity where they start from 5'n. So as we all know, it adds nucleotide from the 5' direction to the 3' direction. So what happens here? Towards the 5' direction, you can able to find the RNA primer comes and attaches here, where DNA polymerase also comes and attaches here. DNA polymerase 3. And they start to add nucleotides towards the 3' end of this organism. So here the nucleotides are added with the daughter strand. are added here. Okay, so replication, one daughter strand will be formed from 5 dash to 3 dash direction in this way, and the other strand will be formed in the opposite direction. So what happens here? It starts synthesizing the new strand from here. Okay, from 5 dash n to the 3 dash n. The next step of this particular process. Okay, what happens here? The enzyme helicase moves further and it breaks the hydrogen bonds. It makes the replication fork somewhat longer. Okay, we'll just see this other diagram. It is getting longer and longer where they have to synthesize more. Because of enzyme helicase, these hydrogen bonds will get helicase will start to work here. So what happened due to that? These strands will start to unwind with the help of topoisomerase enzyme also. Here you can able to find it is getting longer. Okay, so where we can able to find the same here, it is 3 dash direction, it is 5 dash direction, and again it is 5 3 dash. So this is the opposite strand. So here we have got the one strand that runs from 5 dash direction to the 3 dash direction. So it will be a continuous chain where it can be synthesized towards the 3 dash direction of the strand. The opposite side, where here we have got 3 dash direction when the replication forks forms here. So it is 3 dash direction. So the opposite side is 5 dash, and here it is 3 dash where we have got the nucleotides here. Here in this case, the strand is continuous, as I have told you already. This is a leading strand where it forms a continuous chain from 5 dash direction to the 3 dash direction in the daughter strand. This is the 3 dash direction of the daughter strand. Here what happens, at one end where we have got the replication fork or this particular region, we started synthesizing in this region, we started synthesizing the new chain from opposite direction from 5 dash to 3 dash direction. Now the chain has got extended, okay, where we have to add one more RNA primer and we have to start from again 5 dash direction. Okay, so again a new chain is synthesized. There is a break here, okay, where it is not a continuous strand, where you can able to find again one more primer will be added here. Again one more strand grows towards the 3 dash direction. 5 dash 3 dash 5 dash 3 dash. So these strands are not continuous. In this strand is just in opposite direction. So what happens here? The chain runs from 5 dash to 3 dash direction. As we already know, the DNA polymerase will add the nucleotides from 5 dash to 3 dash direction. Imagine here the new chain, okay, where the replication fork we have got here, and we started synthesizing this particular chain from this region where we got a chain by 5 prime to 3 prime end. So in any case moves forward, it breaks the hydrogen bonds and they form the chains that is somewhat longer than the first chain. The replication fork start extending. What happens here? This is a continuous chain where the continuous nucleotides will be added up with the help of DNA polymerase enzyme till 3 prime direction. But what happens here? It is just opposite. What happens here? It starts synthesizing the new chain from the 5 dash n towards the 3 dash n. Now it has got extended. Now again one more RNA primer will be added and again nucleotide chains will be added by means of DNA polymerase 3, and where we have got one more chain. But this chain is not a continuous chain where we have got incomplete. Okay, so that is why this particular strand is known as lagging strand. This strand is also known as Okazaki fragments because these strands were discovered by Reiji Okazaki. He discovered these fragments, that is why it is named as Reiji Okazaki fragments. Okay, these fragments are discontinuous. That is why this method of replication is also known as semi-discontinuous replication. semi-discontinuous, where in the lagging strand the process is discontinuous, on the leading strand the process is a continuous process in case of DNA replication. Primer, and here we have got RNA primer. Here we have got RNA primer. When the complete process of replication gets over, these RNA primers should be removed from these strand and these gaps should be filled by DNA nucleotides, and this function is done by DNA polymerase 1. This DNA polymerase 1, what it does, it removes the primer from these DNA strands. It removes the primers in these DNA strands and they form a long chain of DNA nucleotide. But in case of lagging strand, this strands are discontinuous, where these regions should be filled by DNA nucleotides, and this function is also done by DNA polymerase 1. So filling the gap with the DNA nucleotides will be done with the help of DNA polymerase 1 enzyme. Okay, DNA polymerase 1 does the function of proofreading. Okay, it is nothing but they correct the mismatch pair or wrong pairs of nucleotide. Wrong pairs of nucleotide is common when they go for replication process, so that will be removed by DNA polymerase 1. It also adds a gap in a discontinuous strand. These gaps are filled by DNA nucleotides by means of DNA polymerase 1. They have one more enzyme known as exonuclease. These exonucleases also will do a function of removing the mismatched pairs or wrong pairs. It also does the function of proofreading. Okay, so all these functions, and one more important thing, these Okazaki fragments, these discontinuous fragments are joined by the enzyme known as DNA ligase. DNA ligase enzyme joins this fragments, that is a discontinuous fragment where we got on the lagging strand. Here in case of eukaryotes, you can able to find the origin of replication. Origin of replication is nothing but where the replication forks are formed. Because the human DNA is around 2.2 meter in length, the origin of replication will occur at multiple sites where DNA will start synthesizing the new strand by means of semi-conservative replication method. So what happens here? The DNA strands will be formed in this way with multiple sites. These are the origin of replication, where it forms the replication bubbles. And this particular region where we got fork-like structure, that is DNA strand, is known as replication fork. 20 different type of enzymes are taking care of replication process, that is DNA replication process. DNA replicates by semi-conservative method. So what happens here? It happens during the S phase of the cell cycle, and during the S phase of cell cycle, this DNA strand unwinds. The DNA strand should get separated to copy the nucleotides in the new daughter strand. So it should get separated. It gets separated by means of enzyme helicase. It separates the DNA strands, and the other enzyme known as topoisomerases. These topoisomerases will release the tension between these two strands. They break the hydrogen bonds between these two strands, and these are single stranded binding protein. These binding proteins are holding these strands not to be recoiled again. So they also play an important role in case of DNA replication. So what happens here? We need an RNA primer. This RNA primer sequence is made possible by RNA primase enzyme. The primase enzyme and helicase together. The helicase and primase together, they are known as primosome. Helicase and primase. These two enzymes together, they are known as primosomes. And the enzyme which take care of the replication is known as replisomes. The 20 different type of enzymes or protein which take care of replication is known as replisome. So what happens here? The DNA gets separated. The RNA primer is attached here with the 5' end of the daughter strand, where along with that you can able to find DNA polymerase C comes and attaches here, and they start to add the nucleotides to the new daughter strand. And here it can, in the other strand it happens in the opposite way, where the formation of new strand it is just opposite to the other strand. So it starts synthesizing the chain from this side towards this. 3'N. So due to that, we used to get discontinuous strands on the lagging strand. Okay, these lagging strands are also known as Okazaki fragment. These fragments are connected by, or they are joined by DNA ligase enzyme. And the empty places where we have got the RNA primer and the gaps between these two discontinuous strands are filled by DNA polymerase 1 by DNA nucleotides. It adds DNA nucleotides to these strands and makes it complete. Okay, will go with the help of helicase enzyme where they start to unwind these strands, okay, further, where they can able to produce a longer chain of new daughter strand. In case of eukaryotes, there are multiple origin of replication you can able to find that forms the bubble like structure, and that is known as replication bubble. But this helicase enzyme unwinds the DNA strand and makes the replication fork like structure. Okay, but these nucleotides, before they are getting added up, they are in an inactivated state inside the nucleoplasm. They will be remaining ribo adenosine monophosphate, deoxyribothymine monophosphate, deoxyribocytosine monophosphate, deoxyriboguanosine monophosphate. With all these phosphate, one more like ATP is added. So when they get ATP, they become deoxyriboadenosine triphosphate, deoxyribothymine triphosphate. So they get activated, and this process is known as phosphorylation. Process of adding of nucleotide to the new strand will get over. These single strand nucleotides will get degenerated and they allow these strands to coil again. So this strand will coil with the daughter strand, and here there will be a coiling of DNA with the daughter strand. So when it moves further, the single stranded binding proteins will start to degenerate and they leave them to coil again, where we can able to get the daughter strands and parental strands are bind together. Okay, so by the next video we'll learn about the transcription in detail. Thank you.